Hi there. Hope you're doing very well today. Welcome to your Building a Facebook shop. So, you've got your Amazon products ready, you've listed your products, you know what's going on, and you're wondering how to get more customers to your Amazon listing. So, we're going to be talking a lot about that in this course. I hope you find it really, really valuable. So, what is your problem? What's going on? So, you've been through all of Neil's modules and you are absolutely ready to launch, or you have launched already and you're sort of wondering what to do now. So, congratulations. That was actually really hard work. I've been through that. I've done it myself. I do sell my products on Amazon as well. I've done Neil's course and I know how tricky it can be to get all of your ducks in a row. So, firstly, congratulations on that. Well done. But we've got to actually think about who we are launching to. We've got to think about how we can build your following up on social media so that you have instant, warm customers that are wanting your product. But how do we do that? So, the ability to build an amazing customer base has never been so easy and cost effective. We have so much access to the global market, more than we've ever had previously in any form of marketing situation. So, you're in a very, very good place, a very good space to be in the time of the world. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. People have done this before. All we need to do is we need to follow a step-by-step process, and I'll give you that process, so don't worry about that. We'll cover the basics, but then I'm going to actually cover some more advanced strategies in the course. So when you are ready to move forward, when you've covered all your bases, you're very, very comfortable with it all, you'll have more information to just take it to the next level. So, who am I? If you have spent any time in the AOE Facebook group, you'll see me popping up when people ask questions about social media. So, social media seems to be a bit of my jam. I keep up with the latest changes and the algorithms and all that kind of stuff. And I really like it because it does change. And I enjoy the challenge of facing those changes and experimenting with the changes and letting everybody else know how they can use the changes in their business. So I'm also part of the AOE Diamond coaching team, and I just help out with the social media and the digital marketing part of that. I have my own stress management products on Amazon in the US and Australia, and I own my own digital marketing business. So I've previously had many, many jobs, but just recently I did own a bricks and mortar wellness centre and had quite a lot of staff in there. And I've owned a clothing and a gift store. I've been a yoga teacher, and before that, a school teacher. So in this course, what are we going to learn? So I don't just want to give you the basics and think and let you believe that that's all you need to do to thrive and to build your following on Facebook, because it's absolutely not. It's not a sit and forget situation. So if you think setting up a Facebook page and you think you can forget it and it will work for you, sorry, it's just not that way. But I'm going to make it very, very easy for you. So step 1, we're going to look at setting up a business page. Step 2, setting up a shop. Step 3, you're going to have a look at content. Step 4, how do we get customers' emails? And step 5, going on to automate and relax. So when I'm teaching social media, I always make sure that everybody recognizes that Facebook is not our business. Facebook is Mark Zuckerberg's business, and he can do with it whatever he wants to do with it because it is his business. So we need to understand that we need to play by his rules. We need to play the game. And we also need to recognize that everything that we do on Facebook can be taken away at any time. So we don't own anything that happens on Facebook. It's not ours. So I do suggest to download things that you have to keep copies of it, and to also start collecting emails and start having a database off Facebook. So I'll teach you how to do that as well. But first, and I always, I've been in business for a long time. It took me so long to realize that this almost boring part was the most important part, the absolute most important part. Who are our customers? Who is opening their purse or their wallet who is giving us their numbers for their credit card? Who is actually doing that? And it's not every single person in the world. So if we can find a way, and I'll show you, if we can find a way to just speak to our target market, oh my goodness, your marketing is so much easier. It is so much easier. It really, really is. So we want to think of our target market. We want to think of their profiles and their visual personas, and we really want to visualize who we're going to turn to for our solutions. Our solutions being who's going to buy our products. So I know that this is a little bit blurry. I apologize for that. I did try my best to find a non-blurry picture for you, but I think this is a very, very good description of brand archetypes that Millward Brown has shared. So when we're thinking about how we are going to speak to our customer, so we're thinking about our customer and we're thinking, okay, how am I going to actually turn up on Facebook? Am I going to turn up as a friend and be straightforward or friendly? Am I going to turn up as the king and be in control and assertive? Is this the way I'm going to speak to my customers? Am I going to turn up as a rebel? Does my product lead myself to talking to my customers as a joker and being fun and playful, or wise? So thinking about your product and thinking about how you're going to speak to your customers on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, wherever it is. And it could be a blend of a few of these. And I do suggest finding one of these that you're very, very comfortable with. Because if you are in your mind a bit of a rebel, and you choose to be a innocent, kind maiden, that could be a little bit off-putting for some people, and it's very hard to maintain that over years and years of building up your brand. So just having a good look at this and seeing what your product is going to lend itself to, and who's buying your product, and how we're going to speak to those people in your brand voice. So who are we talking to? What's their age? Are they female, male? Are they married? Are they kids? What's their lifestyle? Very, very easy then to talk in a way that they will understand you. What celebrities and influencers do they follow? So you'll see down the track why this is important, but I'll just touch on it now. The celebrities and influencers that they follow, we can actually mention those in our Facebook posts and Instagram, wherever we are, and we can start contacting our customers to build that trust in our customers. Our customers are thinking, oh my goodness, this page follows the same celebrities as I do. This is really interesting. And it builds a trust thread in there. And then once you then put your product in front of that person, that trust thread can just continue on. That's the same with influencers. And when you get to the next level of influencer marketing, you can perhaps give your product to an influencer. And if you've already spoken about that influencer on your Facebook page, and then that influencer shows your product, that's gold. You've already got that warm audience, and that influencer then is just saying, wow, this is really cool. Do you love this? and hopefully your products will explode. So it's a really good idea right at this beginning stage to think about your product, but think about what your customer and who they are following. And then that makes it really easy to think about what influencer you might like to have for your product. Okay, so what businesses do they like? It's really nice practice to shout out other businesses. They might give a shout out to you as well. And then it's a beautiful cross promotion of businesses. Probably not the same business or a competing business as yours, but something along the same lines that you can cross promote each other. And then you can start thinking about increasing your following and reaching a different audience that likes the same and similar stuff. So again, right at this beginning stage, think about the businesses that your customers like, and then it's really easy to start sort of stalking them, face stalking them, and having a look and seeing what businesses that you would like to attach yourself to as well. Okay, so what places do they go? If you show that you have been to a place that they like to go, or if you show a beautiful picture of, I don't know, Tahiti or something like that, and they like to go there as well, again, it builds up that trust. Your customer is thinking, oh, they think the same way as me. This is really cool. They might show me more beautiful pictures of Tahiti. I'm going to come back and look at this page. So just writing down a few places that you think your customers would like to go to. You know, if you've got a stressed out mum, it might actually be not a place. It might be, you know, they'd like to spend some very quality time alone and relaxing. You know, it might not be a town or a country, it might be a massage bed or something. So just thinking out of the box, what sort of places would they like to go to? What books or podcasts do they listen to or do they read? If you can share similar things that they like, again, it builds that trust. It builds them wanting to come back and see what else you can recommend, because it's very similar to the things that they like. So knowing this stuff right at the beginning is really, really, it's very important. Okay, what YouTube channels do they follow? I'll speak to you about this later, about outbound links. Facebook doesn't like you sharing Facebook, YouTube channels, but you can start talking about some of the things that you see on YouTube, and that again builds that trust. You can share a few YouTube channels, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. What magazines and print materials do they read? So we can look at lots and lots of different magazines, and we can share very, very interesting articles out of those magazines that our followers would be interested in. That is on brand with our niche. We never ever want to stay too far away from our brand and our niche, because confused customers don't buy, but we really want to inspire, educate, entertain our customers. Okay, so where is their favorite place? And again, this place doesn't necessarily need to be Australia. It doesn't necessarily need to be Tahiti. It could be sitting in front of a fire with a glass of red wine. So thinking about your favorite place. It could be, you know, whatever place it is, just as long as my kids are hugging me. You know, that's sort of what I would be looking for. Now, what makes them cry, laugh, angry, or go, oh my goodness, are you serious? All of this creates a change in the body. So if you're entertaining your people on brand, please make sure you stay on brand, stay within your niche. If you're making them laugh, they get a release of dopamine in their mind, which says to the body, oh my goodness, that feels great. I want to come back to that dopamine hit. And so if you are sharing something that makes them laugh, instantaneously, without the person even recognizing it, their brain will say, I want more of that. Give me more of that. That feels really good. And so hopefully your customers will keep coming back and wanting more, but that means you need to keep giving them access to raise those dopamine levels in their mind. Now, I've got in here, make them cry. Now, that doesn't mean in a negative way. There are, some things make me burst into tears when I see, out of absolute joy, on Facebook pages, little babies or small animals, or some things even make me cry from laughing. I don't know if you've ever seen the screaming goats, but I cry out of laughing every single time I see them. So there's lots of things that we can invoke an emotion within our customers that will just, I'm not going to go into it too much, but it changes the brain patterns in our minds, in their minds, and they want to see more. We almost want them to become addicted to coming to see us all the time, but they're there because you're giving them very, very cool stuff to see, and I'll show you how to do this. Okay, so what do they share on social media? So the thing with the Facebook algorithms is when we post things, Facebook really likes people to share it, to comment on it, to give an emoji, or to save it. And that shows Facebook that whatever we're giving out on our page, it's actually interesting for our people. And you might like to then have a look and see what your customers are already sharing, and you might like to either share the same thing, and I'll show you how to do that, but either share the same thing or share a similar thing. If you're very creative, you can make up your own thing, and we already know that it's a shareable thing. People like sharing it because you've done your due diligence about your customer first. It just makes everything down the track so much easier for you. It really, really does. Now, what do they gossip about? Thinking about your customer standing around the water fountain. What are they talking about? What are they texting their mates about on a Friday night? What are they talking about down at the gym? What are they talking about at school pickup? What are they gossiping about? Trying to get into their heads. And then once you start talking about similar things, they'll start, oh, I was just talking about that the other day with my friend. And it builds that beautiful trust over and over again. And again, who inspires them? If you've got a customer base that Oprah really inspires them, you can share Oprah quotes. If you've got a customer base that is that people love car racing, you can share some quotes from a famous car racer. I wouldn't have a clue what that is. So I'm not your target market if you're selling something to do with cars or car racing. So if you've got a baby product, you might share something along the lines of sarcastic mummy on Facebook. So there's knowing who inspires them and where to go. You can find quotes then. It's so easy. I'll show you how to. Don't worry about it. Okay, so like I said, now we're going to be talking about, now we know who we're talking to, it makes everything so much easier. Right, so we're going to now set up your business, not your Facebook page, your Facebook business page.